How about my Atlanta Hawks? How about my guy Trae Young? That was a legendary, classic, fun-to-watch show. How cool is Trae? 48 points. 48 points! He lives for this, playing the villain, applying pressure, silencing a road crowd. The Atlanta Hawks just became only the fourth team in NBA history to win 3 Game 1s on the road ever in the postseason. What a stat. That's amazing. That's all Trae Young with his leadership and his star power. And my guy is a superstar, and he has been forever. You know, many are just seeing it or appreciating it for the first time on center stage, but we've always appreciated Trae Young as a star here on Time to Shine. And how about the end of that third quarter? Young comes off the screen. Bobby Portis in no man's land in the paint. Young crosses over Jrue Holiday all alone, does a little shimmy, and scores. He danced all alone for 4 seconds. If you dance, you better hit it, and of course he did. Oh, and then there's this. He threw an alley-oop to John Collins off the backboard in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals on the road. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters out there. Bucks were actually up 105-98 in the fourth after Atlanta outplaying them for so long, and this is the beauty of the Hawks and why I'm obsessed with them. They don't flinch, and they take their cues from Trae Young and their outstanding head coach, Nate McMillan. They just calmly score the next 5 points, highlighted by Clint Capella's putback. Capella, 19 rebounds. Collins delivered 23 and 15. They have such great chemistry and talent, and it's a roster filled with bucket getters. Young had 48 points, but also 7 rebounds and 11 assists. He's aggressive and dominates the scoreboard, but it keeps his teammates involved, his team involved. And Coach Bud, no answers. He never does. Which is why we call him a sock puppet. Chris Middleton couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Pat Connaughton missed the great state of Wisconsin on a late 3 in the fourth. Milwaukee's at home, and Milwaukee's the heavy favorite, but we told you, don't sleep on the Hawks. They are superbly coached. The roster's great. Trae Young is going to rip your heart out, and make sure you know about it. Trevor Bauer writes, the Padres kicked the Dodgers' backside on intensity and on the scoreboard, and this is a huge deal. The last time the Padres swept the Dodgers, 2013. And San Diego entered this series scuffling. Not anymore. They beat Bauer the day after beating Clayton Kershaw. The Dodgers entered the Crone zone. Jay Cronensworth went yard again. He should absolutely make the All-Star team. Manny Machado, what a bomb. Are you kidding me? The Padres and Dodgers games, they always live up. They are fun, they are nasty, and the Padres have owned LA recently. And considering that the Dodgers are defending champs and the division is kind of loaded, this is huge. You know, historically, there's been a little bit of a little brother feeling attached to the Padres in these games with Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado. Not anymore. The Padres pitching this series, and specifically against the Dodgers this year, has been excellent. It was one thing to win this series. The sweep gives it extra sizzle and extra juice. It's awesome for baseball, and for the Padres, it's a rather gigantic deal. On Tuesday night, future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer was checked 3 times for using sticky substances on the baseball. Scherzer wanted to fight Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi was thrown out of the baseball game. Nationals general manager Mike Rizzo called Joe Girardi, an active manager, a World Series champion, a con artist. A's reliever Sergio Romo was checked after giving up a homer and was rightly incredulous, and he pulled down his pants. He was sans pants. It was a joke. It was an embarrassment. I was sad. And I give you all of that to give you this. What happened yesterday in the Mets game was worse. And the incredulous nature of the best in the business, Gary Cohen, the play-by-play voice for the Mets on SNY, was absolutely perfect. Here's Tyler McGill, called up from the majors. First career game in the show. spot starter for the Mets with their injuries. Does a heck of a job, leads to a standing ovation. Moment of his professional career, and it turns to boos when the umpires inexplicably, during an ovation, check him for a sticky substance. They ruined the celebration at his big league debut. I was angry. I was honestly, truly bummed out. Earlier in the day, you see it right here, Rob Manfred told our good friends over at The Athletic that everything's going well, and it's working. It's working? Rob, it's destroying the game. It's ruining credibility. Baseball is becoming a punchline. It's turning into boxing, where it only gets attention when there's controversy. It's overshadowing the greatness that we see on the field, what we talked about earlier in the show with the Padres and the Dodgers. I mean, Tyler McGill's never going to get that moment back. Rob Manfred ruins everything. Hallelujah. You're wrong. Derek Carr is worth every single penny.
I can't believe for years, smart people, brilliant people, basketball people, journalists, fans, bought into the nonsense, actually bought in to what Hinkie asked, and you trusted the process. Trust the process. Trust your eyes.
These Hinkie truthers, I don't get it. There was no process. None. This team was dreadful forever. They were making it up as they were going along. You know I love that soundbite with Embiid on the process because there was no process. And I've been saying that forever. Whatever it is, it's over. Major changes have to be made if the Sixers actually care about winning. Can Simmons and Embiid coexist together with a different head coach? You know what the problem is? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. There's a realistic chance they can't because Embiid is not a true leader. You know, all the social media posts and fighting with his teammates, and Ben Simmons can't score. He can't shoot. Philadelphia is on a road to nowhere. And I've only been saying this literally for years here on Time to Shine. Wow. Welcome back. Time to Shine. I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest. Great job of the Time to Shine crew. That was an epic throwback Thursday. I had a lot of material to work with. Through the years of the broken process, the fake process in Philadelphia, there was never a process. So now you have Daryl Morey, well-respected executive, first year in Philly and first full year in the books, and now he's got to clean up this mess. And he had an interesting exchange with the press yesterday. And he wasn't going to get bogged down into semantics, but he's got to trade Ben Simmons. Now, he did say that, you know, there are 26 other teams in the NBA who would love to be in our position. Well, that's not true, okay? Because they had it, they blew it, they lost it. I mean, it's an absolute disaster when you look at the Philadelphia 76ers. And this team needs a sweeping culture change. That's why teams are not jealous of the position. Adrian Wojnarowski over at ESPN reported that Rich Paul, the agent for Ben Simmons, meeting with Morey and the Philadelphia 76ers brass to try to figure this out. And Woj said there's no official request of a trade, but here's the deal. You have to get rid of Ben Simmons so you can move forward. Because fair or unfair, he was picked with that #1 overall pick that they were tanking for forever. So he not only can't shoot, not only passed up a game-tying layup and slam dunk in Game 7, I mean, it's ridiculous, but he's the poster child for everything wrong with the Philadelphia 76ers. Daryl Morey's a bright guy. I know he knows this. They can't move forward until Ben Simmons is an ex-Philadelphia 76er. There is no chance he'll be back in Philly because the city can't function, the team can't function until they finally get rid of Ben Simmons. I gotta get this off my chest. The Indiana Pacers reportedly hiring Rick Carlisle to be their next head coach, and this is an incredible move for Indiana. This is awesome. Look, the fact that Indiana fired Nate McMillan a year ago and we went ballistic on Time to Shine, that was a joke. And I don't even remember who coached the team this past year, but he feuded with the players. Carlisle's living proof you can go home again, and they needed someone who has a gaudy winning percentage and has history with the team and has won a championship and has won Coach of the Year, because you got Nate McMillan now participating, the old Pacers coach, in the Eastern Conference Finals. I love Carlisle. I love his demeanor. I love his X's and O's. I love the way he handles players. Indiana is a great basketball state. Indianapolis, great city in general, great basketball city. This is a perfect fit for everyone. Don't be surprised when the Indiana Pacers get to a really strong level sooner rather than later. I bet you this upcoming season they become a really good team and a team you don't want to face in the Eastern Conference. Love this hire. Got to get this off my chest. Chris Paul set to return to Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals tonight. And congratulations to the Phoenix Suns on making the NBA Finals. Listen, I know that that's a dangerous take based upon the recent precedent of the LA Clippers coming back down 0-2 against Utah, down 0-2 against Dallas. I don't care. Chris Paul is a star. The Phoenix Suns are remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. There's no chance the Suns lose this series. In fact, I think they're going to sweep. Chris Paul, former Clipper, you know he wants to win in Los Angeles. Listen, I thought this would be a 5 or 6 game series. We're busting out the brooms. I'm bringing a broom to work tomorrow. Chris Paul's going to dominate tonight, and I think the Phoenix Suns with Devin Booker and my guy DeAndre Ayton will sweep away the LA Clippers with no Kawhi Leonard again for LA tonight. Got to get this off my chest. Another Ruthian performance from my guy Shohei Ohtani. Outstanding yesterday. I mean, watching him on the bump is a treat. 6 innings pitched, allowed just 1 run, 9 Ks. John Smoltz said on MLB Network that if he pitched full time, he could be Jacob deGrom. I mean, the only person to compare him to is Babe Ruth. Look at these ridiculous numbers. Look at the power numbers on offense. This is wild. Yesterday, the Giants in an interleague game used a DH, and the Angels, an American League team, didn't because they had the pitcher Ohtani hitting. I love that he's going to be in the home run derby. I'm obsessed with that. I want to see Shohei Ohtani pitch and bat leadoff in the All-Star game. I got to get this off my chest. Islanders, heard about it. How about the comeback in the third? How about the go-ahead game-winning goal, minute into overtime? Oh, they were going ballistic at Nassau Coliseum. I told you the Islanders were going to win last night. I was a little nervous in the third, but I'm still going to stay with Lightning in 7. That was my original time to shine prediction, as you know. But I want more action in the Nassau Coliseum. They're getting rid of that arena after this season, whenever it ends. Last night could have been the final game ever in that historic old barn. So I'm rooting against my opinion. I'm saying Lightning, it will strike in 7, but I'm rooting for the Islanders. I love that team. Welcome back. Time right now for a sizzling Schein 9 on a Thursday as we take a look at the 9 teams that are most likely to win their first Super Bowl in franchise history this season. There are 12 NFL franchises that have not won a Lombardi. And no offense to the Lions and Texans and Jaguars, but it's not happening this year. Here's my list, Schein 9 style, and Buffalo absolutely is number 1. Listen, the Bills played on Championship Sunday last year. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, as dynamic a duo as you have, quarterback, wide receiver in the NFL. Love the Emmanuel Sanders pickup. Love the fact that Leslie Frazier and Brian Daboll are still the coordinators. Sean McDermott, a gem of a coach, and Diggs and Allen going to be even better this season. The Cleveland Browns can absolutely win a Super Bowl this year. You're almost going to say that out loud a few times. This roster is loaded. Chubb and Hunt, the best 1-2 punch at running back in the league. I thought Baker Mayfield turned a corner, became elite. I do need to see him and Odell have that chemistry, something we haven't seen since the Browns traded for Beckham from the Giants a few years ago. The depth at receiver and tight end is amazing. Absolutely love Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney. What a pickup that was in the offseason. Julio Jones changes everything for the Tennessee Titans. And Tennessee deserves to be in the same category with Julio Jones, with A.J. Brown, with Ryan Tannehill, with Derrick Henry, who's the best running back in the NFL. Tennessee deserves to be in the same category as Buffalo and Cleveland. And that would be my order, Buffalo, Cleveland, Tennessee. But Tennessee's in the same category as teams that can challenge Kansas City in the AFC. Listen, I expect Kyler Murray to do huge things. No excuse for him, no excuse for Cliff Kingsbury, year number 3 together. A.J. Green, who we talked about at length yesterday, teaming with DeAndre Hopkins. That's going to be superb. Love the defense, love drafting Collins, love signing J.J. Watt. The return of a healthy Chandler Jones, Rodney Hudson on the offensive line. We have lofty expectations here for Arizona. They should win a playoff game this season. They should absolutely make the playoffs. And while the Rams are the best team in their division, bar none, Arizona should make a legit run to the ultimate game in the NFL. Let's shout out some football on a Thursday. Davante Adams says the Packers players really aren't paying attention to the Aaron Rodgers drama, instead focusing on themselves. Look, Davante Adams loves Aaron Rodgers. They are very close friends. They obviously have this unbelievable rapport on the football field. And without question, he wants Aaron Rodgers throwing him the football. But the reason why he says that, he knows what I know what you know. Aaron Rodgers isn't showing up at training camp, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't ever want to play for the Green Bay Packers again. Travis KELCE says he views 2020 as a failure. And frankly, I am just obsessed with these comments. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, with KELCE, with Tyreek Hill, Andy Reid, the loaded roster that Brett Veach put together, if you win the Super Bowl, the season is a success. If you don't, even if you're the runner-up like last year, or you lose on Championship Sunday like you did a couple of years ago, it's a failure. By the way, look at the schedule. Kansas City is winning 14 games this upcoming season. Tom Brady says his motivation at this point is about proving it to yourself. Look, that should be scary for everyone else in the NFL. Tom Brady is going to be 44 this football season. He has 7 rings. Obviously, he doesn't need to prove it to anyone else. I think Tom Brady, now with a real full off season, he's going to be even better this year than last year in the regular season for Tampa Bay. Big news from Pittsburgh as veteran guard David DeCastro released by the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the 4th starting offensive lineman that Pittsburgh has lost this offseason. I love David DeCastro. He has been a pro's pro, great player, great guy, great on the field, great in the locker room. I always vote him first team All-Pro, borderline Hall of Fame career. I love David DeCastro, the player, David DeCastro, the leader. You got to give credit where credit is due. The Astros destroyed the Orioles 13-0 yesterday, thanks to 4 homers, including one from Jose Altuve. The previously buzzed-up freak is on fire. The Astros are winners of 10 straight games, and Altuve is a huge part. Look at these numbers. Altuve has been on a tear. I'll always say it, shame if it is. The cheating fraud Astros never had to cheat in the first place. Altuve is going to go to the All-Star game, and he's going to wear one of these hideous uniforms. Rob Manfred, clueless. All-Star is going to wear these uniforms instead of their regular uniforms. I'm a sucker for the player intros. Just let them wear the regular uniforms. I am obsessed with Team USA basketball. I love this roster, a lot of star power. I also love cats like Jeremy Grant, Bam Adebayo, Draymond Green. This is going to be must-see TV. I can't wait. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.